back to my channel, Green Man Grows 7. I'm Sean Knight, and today I have a baby. Well, not a baby, but look at this. The Philodendron Black Cardinal. And so this is something that I have had on my wish list for a while now. And I was able to have a rare plant store here in Chicago let me know they had it, so I went and picked it up. And so this is what today's video is going to be on. And so I don't know if you know, this plant will get huge. And so they call these headers, or these plants are just pot plants. And what I mean by that, it grows and it grows out. It's not going to be one of those plants that crawls up or vines up a tree, or crawls up and vines up buildings and things like that. It's a self-header that just sits and it grows out like this. But the unique thing about this plant is that I've seen some pictures of this plant where some people have staked it. Some people have put planks in, pieces of wood, so that it grows, and as it grows it leans up against, and it gives the mimic of vining plants. And it kind of looks really good. And the unique thing about this plant is, if I can get it out of this, let's hope I can get it out. Let's see. There we go. It already has aerial roots. So I don't know if you can see that, the aerial root. And so it's just very beautiful. And I like the variation of the colors in the leaves. So when a new leaf unfurls and is growing, you see that? That's a deep reddish color. Then as it matures a little bit more, it goes into the burgundy color. And then as it matures more, it goes into a dark green. Now this green, this variation of the color green, is not as dark as it's going to get. It's going to get more rich. And that's why a lot of people say that the leaves can look black, because it's so dark green that it mimics the color, especially in certain light conditions, that it is black. This plant captured me, like I always say, most plants do. You know, you have to find something about the plant that really speaks to you for you to want it. You know, I'm not one of those people that say, well, that's the it plant this week or this month or this year, so I want to have one because it's the it plant. But this plant really speaks to me. And so as a result, I got it. And I'm going to be doing more videos on it, because I anticipate I'm going to insert a picture of what a large one of these looks like, if you haven't seen it. Wingspan, large leaves. Like this alocasia here. You see how big that leaf is? These can get big like that. But the only difference is the petiole, the stem here, is more solid. It's out like that. And so, and you can also tell by, look at that. Look how thick that is. Just as this is a baby right now. And so they get huge. And so I'm here for it. You notice, if you can see this, I don't want to spill anything. There is some bark in here. There's some cocoa coir. There is some big pieces of perlite, and all of the things that tropical plants, philodendrons, like for their root system, so that they can get, the water can go in, go out. But it also, the root system for plants like this, they like to grab hold of something as they grow around it. So when it's time for you to repot the plant and you take the plant out of the pot, you're going to notice that the root system is wrapping around the perlite. It's wrapping around the bark. It's wrapping around the coconut hull, because that's some of the other things. There's pieces of, can you see that coconut? Pieces of coconut in there. So, and they thrive in that. And so I just really like this. And I wanted to do a video today to just talk about this plant, because again, it was a wish list plant. But also, I don't really see a lot of people, you know, a lot of our Filipino brothers and sisters, the plantitos and the plantitas, they do videos on these, and you can find a lot of videos on these type of plants on their channels. But, you know, a lot of them are speaking Tagalog in their native tongue, and so you don't really, can't understand it. But look at that, isn't it beautiful? And like anything I say, you know, it has to speak to you. And just look at that, the color, the variegation of the leaves. The back is like most philodendrons where you can see the veining and you can see the coloration and how it's growing. That's going to be constant. Whereas the leaves change, and I like that about the leaves, that they're changing, because then as the plant matures, as it grows, it's giving you something different to look at. It's giving you something where you can say, well, that leaf is a little darker than it was, or the new leaf that's unfurling looks like it's red. And then you look at it about a week later or a week and a half, 2 weeks later, you're going to see that it looks more burgundy. And that burgundy really, if the leaves could stay this color and all of the leaves would be, I would love this tremendously. But to have this plant with different leaves, and then as it grows, it's going to get more leaves on it, and it's going to continue to grow up and be bushier. So you're going to see the new leaves coming from the top, and they're going to come out and they're going to be red, then they're going to get to that burgundy color, and then get to the green color, and then get to that dark green color that has in certain light condition looking like it's black. And this kind of has a little bit of it where you can see that's darker green. It's not as light as this green here, and so it's not as dark as this burgundy, but there's the variation between all of them. And so yeah, this is the Philodendron Black Cardinal. And like I said, I'll insert a picture of what one of these looks like as it's big, so that you can see how big it gets and how big the leaves get. They start out so little, and then as the plant just continues to grow and matures, it just whoo. And you know, somebody asked me to do a video because this is one of my staple alocasias, you know, and so I'm gonna do a video. I'm not gonna say anything about it right now. It's a staple in my home, and I have two big ones like this one, and they're a little different from each other. But the reason I'm mentioning it is because look at the leaf, how big that is. These will get just as big as that, and sometimes bigger, depending on the light conditions and, you know, the conditions in your home, and if you have room, you know, because as I have this in this still nursery pot, and I just put it in here, you know, so that it looks nice. When it comes time to repot it, and I keep going up and up, as it has more room for the root system, then the plant will continue to grow to its maximum capacity. But you can contain a plant, but then you can also hurt a plant like that when you say, well, I don't have enough room, so I'm just going to leave it, because it has the DNA to grow big, and then it feels trapped. You know, like if you were to put on a shoe that was a half size smaller than your feet, then your feet would tell you you need more room. And so it would be the same thing for the plant. And so as a result, you would stun it. But as you allow it to grow and grow, you're giving it what it needs to reach its maximum condition and then be at its maximum in your home. So again, this is the Philodendron Black Cardinal. Yep. Look at that baby there. And you know, I purchased, and you will see a lot of videos where I have the dark skinned philodendrons. But in my collection, I want where you have a green, a variegated plant, dark stem, green, variegated something with more color, dark skin. So then when you look at it, or dark skin, I keep saying dark skin, but when you look at it, what happens is you see the contrast as if you would if you were in nature. And so, you know, that's how what am I trying to say? That is how my collection is coming along. That's what I'm doing with my collection. Thank you for watching. Peace.